I won't come back to Bali because for me it's like there are like other places to see.
If you can compare these two islands, which one do you prefer?
There's a great expat scene, nice people, but then also you get along quite well with the locals.
We are in Lombok, Indonesia, and while we're working on a video where we're showing you this magnificent island, we're also doing a few street interviews here and there to find out what Lombok is really like. Is this really suitable for you, or maybe, perhaps, you just have to stick with Bali? And as usual, we're after some travel stories as well. We call this episode Bali versus Lombok, Indonesia. How long have you been in Lombok and how many times have you been here?
No, it's 1 year.
On Lombok?
Yes, I decided to stay at one point.
Have you been to Bali?
Yes, I've been to Bali before, but then I figured it's like not my place.
Have you spent also a lot of time in Bali then?
2 or 3 months.
No.
Yes, and then I ended up here, and it's just...
Man, it's actually perfect because in this episode we're trying to compare these two islands, and we're calling this episode Bali versus Lombok. So what is so good about Lombok? What's better than Bali, in your opinion then?
There's less party going on. People are more laid back, more relaxed. It's a different type of people coming over to Lombok, which I really appreciate.
Are you just staying in Kuta or have you lived anywhere else?
So far only in Kuta, based out in Kuta, but then it's perfect to travel around whole Indo and
Yeah. So what's your favorite place here on Lombok then? Is that here or?
In Lombok, I think I wouldn't tell in front of the camera.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, well, that's a good thing because we have to be careful that it's going too busy now. I think there's a lot of construction at the moment going on.
The government investing in those places, so I think it's about to change. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, now it's the perfect time to be here. You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, let's don't give the best location then. But what's your favorite thing or your best story here in Lombok?
My best story. My best story. Look, I think there's no one story in particular, but like the daily base, it's just so good. It's so relaxed.
Yeah.
Like you get up and like I'm happy every single day. So
nice.
Yeah, it's like not too exciting. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So just regularly happy.
Yeah.
Do you meet a lot of locals here, or I just saw you walking out of Kenza? This is like a place where there are a lot of foreigners. Do you meet a lot of, or do you have a lot of local friends here?
It's like both. There's a great expat scene, nice people, but then also you get along quite well with the locals. So it's a perfect mix right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For people who haven't been to Indonesia before, specifically Bali and Lombok, what advice would you give the people that are coming to Bali or Lombok or both?
Just don't stick to those Western places. Like give the local places a shot. There's so much to experience, in particular in Lombok. Just be a little bit curious and go out and explore the island. I think that's my recommendation.
I was in Bali for about 2.5 weeks, then got to the Gillies and then I went to...
Okay, we're doing the same route actually. Yeah. So how do you like Lombok so far?
I really like it.
Yeah.
I think I like it more than Bali, to be honest.
Okay, and why is that?
Because I feel like Bali is very touristic and you've got all those Instagram spots and you don't have it here. Like it's really more like locals only and you don't have that many tourists, and I really like that.
Yeah, I got the same feeling in Bali that it's more about Instagram than...
that's it. That's it.
Did you place on Instagram though?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did.
So we're both guilty on this anyway.
I think so.
The nicest thing so far in Lombok?
So it was a bit crazy because yesterday I went to the beach.
Okay.
And I've been wearing like almost like the same things I'm wearing right now.
Okay.
But I felt like at the beach there were only like locals, no tourists. And then there were like 2 men coming to me.
Okay.
And they were asking me if they could take a picture. And at first I was like, okay, you want me to take a picture of you, like from the sunset? And then they were like, no, I want to take a picture with you.
Oh.
And then like immediately there were like 20 young girls, like 12 years old or something.
Okay.
They were like running to me, like asking me, can we take a selfie? Can we take a picture?
No way.
And I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do now? Like it was crazy. They were all like taking selfies and pictures, and they were like so happy. And I was like, okay, this is.
Were you scared a little bit, or was it just was it all friendly and happiness?
They were all really friendly and really kind, but it was like a weird feeling, to be honest. Like I felt like a famous person. I was like, oh.
Is this your first time in Indonesia?
Yeah.
Is there something that you maybe wish you would have known coming to Indonesia beforehand?
Yeah. So especially about this experience yesterday. So I know that Bali isn't like that, and like Lombok is more like into religion, into, how do you say it, Muslims?
Yeah. It's about 85% Muslim, I think.
Yeah. And sometimes I felt like the women were looking at me because I wasn't wearing the. How do you say
you got blonde hair as well, so it is already interesting to look at, I think, for them.
Yeah. And I wish I knew that, so I would like bring some sarongs or something to cover up. I don't have them with me, so that's a bit. I would have known that earlier.
You're traveling alone?
Yeah.
So do you feel safe overall?
Actually, I do. Like in Bali, it was no problem at all. Yeah. Yesterday, it was a bit weird, especially with those two men. They were asking for my Instagram, and I was like, I don't have Instagram.
They probably were lovely, but I can imagine that it's a bit.
It was a bit scary to be there alone as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Well, thank you for your honesty. The short answer: Bali vs Lombok.
I would say Lombok, to be honest. Yeah, I think I like it more.
So if you go back one more time, would you spend more time on Lombok instead of?
Definitely. I think I won't come back to Bali because for me it's like there are like other places to see. So I've done that now, but I think it's like fine to see it for one time.
Yeah.
And I think I would come back to Lombok more.
We've been here for 5 days now.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is my fourth time here.
Fourth time on Lombok?
Yeah.
Well, and you?
And my first time.
Oh, how do you like it?
I like it. It's like cool and so good vibes. Like a kind of a hippie land, I think. Like surf.
Where have you been?
We went to Gili Gede, which is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in Indonesia. Yes, this is really like paradise. This is really quiet.
Gili what? Which one?
Gili Gede.
Gili Gede.
The southwest of Lombok.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really nice. It's there is no tourists at all, so it's really nice.
Did you stay there overnight?
Yes, we stayed there three nights, 4 days.
Okay.
It's really nice.
Paradise.
White
beaches?
Yes, and you have a lot of corals everywhere, a lot of fishes. You can see horses as well, so it's nice.
Oh, cool! Yeah. You've seen them, the seahorses?
We didn't. We didn't get the chance, but yes.
Okay. Hey, and have you been to Bali?
Oh yes, I live in Bali actually.
And you come and visit from France?
Visiting, It's been 2 weeks I'm here.
Yeah. Now, it's good that you came here so often and that you're living in Bali, because we're trying to compare these two islands, Bali vs Lombok.
Yeah.
How do you like Lombok compared to Bali?
I think for me Lombok is more. You can see more nature. It's quiet. And because Bali it's coming a bit noisy. It depends where you're going, but I prefer Lombok because you have a lot of beautiful beaches everywhere. You can surf, you can meet other people, and I prefer this place. It's more quiet.
Why didn't you live here?
This is a good question. But the thing is, if I could live somewhere, it will be in Kuta, because in other lands in Lombok it's too quiet. It's nice for holidays, but to live it's a bit quite difficult.
Okay.
But I don't like the vibe in Kuta Lombok. I mean, it's too maybe there is so many buildings, so many construction right now, and this is not for me the Lombok vibes.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe in few years. Maybe in few years.
It's still developing for sure.
Yes, but not enough to live. I mean, but for holidays it's just perfect.
Yeah.
You can try surfing because here beach are good for surfing for beginners. We are beginner and we can take the wave. So.
Yes.
Is there something that you really like about Lombok? Something that you maybe don't find anywhere else?
I would say the islands and the beaches you can find, because you can have pink beaches at the east of Lombok. You can have the small islands, like 8 islands in the southwest, and this is not really famous, so you can be just alone in the island, and this is really nice.
Is there something that you maybe don't like about Lombok, or something that you would change about Lombok?
Maybe I could say, but it's everywhere in Indonesia, unfortunately, some plastic in the water.
Not only in the water, also in
Also in the street, in the beach, at the beach.
Yeah, what you say, it's not only on Lombok. It's unfortunately in whole Southeast Asia, it's a bit of a problem, I guess.
Yes. It's a huge problem.
Yeah. How long have you been in Bali?
2 weeks, I think. No, we stayed there 10 days.
And it was your first time on.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if you can compare these two islands, which one do you prefer?
Lombok.
Yeah.
Because Bali is like too much people, too much scooter. Like the center of Bali, like the city center, we can call it city. Yeah. It's like a lot of scooter everywhere, cars everywhere. there is like a lot of traffic, and you can go by walking. Like walking on Bali is like too much. Here you can walk, chill, it's okay. There you can't. Just scooter everywhere.
Do you have a message to the world or some wisdom to pass on?
Come to see Lombok and Bali and Indonesia. It's just a lot of islands, and I think you have a lot to discover here, and every island is different, so you should come here.
I want to say like a message to the world, like be kind with everybody and live your life, because we have only one life. So
Bali versus Lombok. I don't think we can say one is better than the other, but most people, they prefer Lombok after going to Lombok then obviously. People say this was the Bali like 30 years ago, especially here on Kuta. If you are a single traveler or if you're a surfer, yeah, this is a place where people hang out and stay longer. Kuta on Lombok is your place to hang around for a little bit longer. This is still part 1 of the Indonesian series. In part 2, which I'm more excited about, is we're diving into the Javanese culture. My mom got adopted in Java, Indonesia, and we never met her biological parents. We found some adoption papers of my mom, and we're trying to search for my Indonesian family. I'm not too sure if we're able to find them, but yes, she got adopted in Solo, so that's why we're flying from Lombok to Solo, Java, to search for my Indonesian roots. Hopefully you join us for this journey. I would like to thank you all for watching till the very end. Bye for now from Lombok, Indonesia, and stay champ.